All right, guys, we are at Kansas City Comic Con. I'm here with the one and only Doug Jones.
I'm the only one, really?
I'd hope so.
I would hope so too. I wouldn't put this curse on anybody else. Yeah, that's for sure.
All right, so you have a lot of things that you have done. You started off, I remember your panel at CryptoCon a few years ago here in Kansas City.
Thanks.
You're talking about your Big Mac at Night.
Yeah, Mac Tonight, yes.
Yes.
Crescent Moonhead. That's what started me off in this world. That was my fourth commercial booking TV work back in 1980. Yeah.
So you've done a lot of things. You've done Ape Sapien from the Hellboy franchise, The Gentleman from Buffy. You have your new movie coming out, The Shape of Water. Is there anything else that I've missed? Oh, the new Star Trek show.
Discovery, right.
And then, of course, the Pan's Labyrinth.
Right.
You were everything in there.
Right.
And that's one of my favorite films.
Thank you.
So, what really inspired you to become an actor?
Oh gosh, survival, I think. I was a goofy kid, and I became a class clown so that I could make sense of why people were laughing at me. Now, if I came in the room doing an armpit fart and saying something silly, then now I know why they're laughing at me instead of just because I walked in the room, right? So developing a sense of humor and that was inspired by the old TV shows that were on when I was a kid, sitcoms and variety shows like Dick Van Dyke and Mary Tyler Moore and Gilligan's Island, Gomer Pyle, I Love Lucy, oh gosh, and the Carol Burnett Show, any movies that Jerry Lewis or Danny Kaye were in. Those are all my tall, skinny, goofy characters that didn't look normal, that were making a career out of it. That's what inspired me. Yeah.
Now, if you could portray any character, what would it be?
But I haven't done yet?
Anything, yeah.
Well,
sort of dream role that you have.
Right. Well, here's a two-part answer for you.
Okay.
Like 5 years ago, I would have told you it's Nosferatu, Count Orlok. I would love to do I would love to play I hadn't played a vampire at that point, and I would love to play, and I'm too old and gross to play a pretty sparkly young vampire, right?
Yeah.
So I thought an old gross one would be Nosferatu, Count Orlok. I think he's perfect for me, right? But it's been done, and I thought, it'd have to be a remake, and if it was, then I would love to do it in a classic style that the silent film was made in. Well, here's part two of the answer. I got to do that. It hasn't come out yet. You haven't seen it yet. But
yes, I saw photos of it last year.
Yeah.
When is that
from a
coming
test
out?
makeup you saw.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be all finished and ready for distribution mid-2018. So we have several distributors clamoring to get it from us. So I'm very excited to see. I don't have a release date for you yet.
But hopefully 2018?
But hopefully by October of 2018, I hope.
Okay.
Yeah, and hopefully to do a theatrical run that would be smaller art house, older vintage theaters across the country to do special screenings, and then of course streaming and DVD and all that.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the classic films, and so when I saw that you were doing that, my excitement even grew.
Thank you. Yeah. So now that I've played Count Orlok in Nosferatu, I don't have an answer for that. Like, is there one more character I haven't played yet? No, there's not. I've done them all now, really to satisfy my appetite.
Have you ever done theatrical shows? Have you ever been on stage, or have you only?
Yeah, back in the day, I did a lot of stage in high school, college, but as an adult, I've done the smaller 100-seat theaters in LA a couple times just because friends asked me to be in their show that was only running 1 or 2 weekends. But committing to a play is like committing to a month of rehearsal and however many months the show runs. So that's a time commitment that the film and TV career often clashes with, unfortunately. But I would love to. That's on my bucket list to do something on Broadway before I die, whatever that is. I don't know.
Do you have a favorite Broadway show?
Well, I don't know that I want to be in one that's already been done. I'd like to be in an original piece. I think probably. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I've often said it would be kind of fun to do a live Broadway production of A Nightmare Before Christmas and play Jack Skellington on stage. if that could ever be done.
My girlfriend's gonna love that answer.
Okay, good. But you know, I don't know. I'm not getting any younger. I don't know. We'll see if I can pull that something like that off or not.
I think that'd be pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, Derek, did you have any questions about the Star Trek?
Yeah, I'll ask a couple of Star Trek if you don't mind.
Sure, come on here.
So,
hey, Derek.
Hi.
And now, are we being heard okay with the?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I can fix all the audio.
Okay.
Yeah. So, of course, you are Saru on Discovery.
Yes.
And so I'm a big Trekkie, as everyone who's watching will know. We actually have a dedicated Star Trek podcast that we do.
Okay.
So, how does it feel to be part of such a large franchise, and you're stepping into it now, kind of this whole new generation?
No, it's a huge honor. I've been working as an actor for over 30 years now, and I've done a lot of science fiction, a lot of horror, like comic book things, fantasy, worn a lot of rubber makeups on myself. And the question that kept coming up over those 30 years was, have you ever been in a Star Trek anything? And I kept saying, well, no, I really haven't. So I thought that ship had sailed on for me, but but when I got offered Star Trek Discovery, it was like, what? And I didn't have to audition for it. I was just being offered it. So
wow.
It was like, I was just dumbfounded and flabbergasted with because this is a huge legacy coming with it, a huge fan base already built in that's coming with it, and a part of my childhood that I get to live out now. Because I was born in 1960. The original series, started in '66, so I was watching it on network television with my family, and so it's a part of my life. And when Next Generation came, it was like, what? A new, wow! And then, with Deep Space Nine and Voyager and Enterprise, and now to be in Discovery that takes 10 years before. It takes place 10 years before the original series. It's like, oh my gosh! So this is. I get to be a part of a story that leads into the Kirk and Spock days that I know. Oh, this is so exciting, right? Yeah. And so I played on screen with the legendary Vulcan, Sarek, Spock's dad, who also raised our lead actress, Michael Burnham character, played by Sonequa Martin Green. She's a human who was raised by Spock's parents and went through Vulcan Academy, the first human to ever do that. So my character is Saru. I'm a Kelpian, so I'm an alien species that's never been seen in any other Star Trek ever before. So that's been an honor for me to introduce or help introduce a new species to the whole canon of Star Trek, right? So
how did you create that kind? Since it's never been in Star Trek before,
Yeah.
how did you come up with the way you move is very different from some of your other characters. So how did you come up with the walk and the way the hands move and all that kind of stuff for something that didn't exist before?
I know, right? So, well, first of all, the makeup itself was designed by Neville Page and Glenn Hetrick of Alchemy Labs in LA. They might have been instrumental in getting me cast in this because they knew I had worked with them before, and so. My makeup artist.
So my makeup artist on set is James McKinnon, and he does a great job applying the pieces that those other guys design.
So anyway, that design is beautiful and it's and different and kind of endearing looking. So what came with that design was hoof feet. Well, these hoof boots that I have to wear, I'm up on the balls of my feet, kind of puts my pelvis a little bit forward to keep my balance, and that instantly informed a whole new posture for an alien I'd never played before. And instead of my arms dangling at my sides, they dangle slightly behind me. So I thought, well, when I start walking in these hoof feet, my arms kind of wanted to go side to side instead of front and back. They wanted to go side to side. So that kind of gave him like, oh, well, there it is. I think we found his walk and his stance and his posture.
Fantastic.
So, informed by the boots, thank heaven. Because after 30 years of playing all these different characters, the challenge for me is to make it different from the last one I played. So thank heaven for the footwear. It really helped a lot. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, we don't want to take up too much of your time. Is there, for anybody who hasn't checked out the new show yet, how would you kind of reel them in?
It's old Star Trek and new Star Trek. There's flavors of all of it to entice the Trekkies who have been growing with it for decades and the people who are just new to Star Trek now. There's something for everyone in this. You can pick up with our show. It's a cinematic show, so the visual effects, the look of it is extremely movie quality. to compete with everything else that's out there on the HBO and the Netflix and the hoo-ha. In the age of binge watching, you have to be very cinematic and movie-like now. So that's all very much there. It's a very high-budget show. Every episode costs a lot of money to make. So it has a look that will keep you intrigued, and it has but it has all of the markings and accents and the canon and the reverence to original Star Trek, and it carries out Gene Roddenberry's vision as he meant for it to be. So there's something for everyone in this.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And your movie, The Shape of Water, comes out in December?
Shape of Water comes out December 8th in theaters everywhere. So that's Guillermo del Toro's new movie that I am also in. It's my 6th movie with him. So I'm very honored to be a part of that. It's a gorgeous story. It's a love story that takes place in 1963 during the Russian Cold War in a U.S. government test facility. I'm a freak of nature fish man, and then the lady I fall in love with is a janitor lady that works at that facility.
Fantastic.
So there you go. So love bugs, and unlike other monster movies, this time the monster gets the chick.
Awesome. There you go.
Yeah.
So go see The Shape of Water, and of course see Star Trek Discovery on CBS All
Access. Right.
New episode Sunday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
That's right. That is right.
Thank you very much, Doug Jones. Thank you. You are fantastic. Thank you.
And this one, come here.
Puppy, the good boy. He's such a good boy.